Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify is there to help you grow. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/work. Shopify.com/work.
On today's Smart 7, inflation falls to 2%, Putin and Kim Jong Un sign new treaty and lots more. It's Thursday 20th of June, it's the summer solstice, and happy birthday Nicole Kidman.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
There was good news for the economy on Wednesday as inflation finally fell to the Bank of England's target level of 2%. That's the first time in 3 years that inflation has been at the 2% mark. But it's not clear whether it'll be enough to see an interest rate cut from the Bank of England on Thursday as price rises in the services sector remain high. Reducing inflation was one of Rishi Sunak's 5 key pledges, and Chancellor Jeremy Hunt was keen to claim credit for the Tory policies that helped to bring it under control.
A year and a half ago, we had higher inflation than nearly any other major economy. Today, it is lower, and that shows the difficult decisions we've taken have paid off. That would not have happened under Labour.
Labour's Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, wasn't in a mood to celebrate, however. She says families are still struggling after 3 years of price rises and that only Labour can deliver the economic growth to end the crisis.
We welcome the fact, of course, that inflation has returned to its target, but unlike Conservative ministers, I'm not going to claim that everything is fine. I know that the cost of living crisis is still acute for many families.
Inflation aside, there was no good news for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on Wednesday, with several new polls showing that the Tories continue to face historic losses, and one poll suggests that even Rishi's own seat is at risk. The PM made an appearance on LBC, taking calls from listeners on a range of topics, including the massive donations to his party by Frank Hester, who has been accused of racist remarks. He also faced questions on food banks and whether or not the government has done enough about the rental crisis.
We've done other things to help renters, notably abolishing rip-off tenant fees, but also improving the quality of rental accommodation.
I'm a renter. I wouldn't say anything has improved, and yeah, frankly, I think you're lying through your teeth a bit.
In Scotland, the SNP formally launched their manifesto, with an independent Scotland firmly at the centre of their proposal. Leader John Swinney says that unless Scottish voters support the SNP, it'll just be more of the same whether it's Labour or the Tories.
People are desperate to get rid of the Tories. Absolutely desperate. And they are considering voting Labour. But I find it my duty to say to people, be careful what you wish for.
Russian President Vladimir Putin got a full state welcome on his visit to North Korea. There was an official ceremony in Pyongyang with thousands of spectators who watched as Putin and Kim Jong Un stood side by side in a black convertible state car as it drove past the crowds. Putin also gifted a luxury Russian car to the North Korean leader and took him for a spin. All of this was in pursuit of the new close relationship between the two countries, which saw a comprehensive agreement signed that includes a NATO-style mutual defence pledge. Kim Jong Un described the agreement as peaceful and defensive, and Putin, who heads to Vietnam next, criticised what he called politically motivated sanctions against both countries. He also had a warning for NATO allies who are supplying equipment to Ukraine.
I would like to draw your attention to statements of the United States and other NATO countries on the supply of high-precision weapon systems of long-range capability. In this regard, the Russian Federation does not exclude cooperation with North Korea.
Thailand is set to make history in Pride Month as the Senate has finally passed an historic marriage equality bill, which has now been sent to the Royal Palace for approval by King Maha Vajiralongkorn. It will make Thailand the first country in Southeast Asia to recognise same-sex marriage and only the third country in Asia after Taiwan and Nepal. Thailand has always had a visible and vibrant LGBTQ community, and crowds gathered at Government House to celebrate. Long-time campaigner and activist Playfa Yoka Shodlad says they have been fighting for recognition for a long time.
After a hard-fought battle for over 20 years, today we can proudly say that Thailand has allowed same-sex marriage. and the definition of a family will change forever.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Scotland battle to a draw, and Eddie Murphy remembers his worst stand-up gig right after this.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome back. The second round of games in the Euros kicked off on Wednesday with Croatia drawing 2-2 with Albania, which sees them on 1 point each after 2 games. In Group A, Germany took on Hungary and Scotland faced Switzerland. Germany beat Hungary 2-0 to put the hosts top of the group, while Scotland took an early lead against Switzerland but saw the game finish in a 1-1 draw. Scottish captain Andy Robertson was feeling much better about his team's performance.
We had our chances, but so did they. It was an open game, 2 really good teams going at it, but that was a lot more like us. We're a lot more happy with that performance. We probably could have scored, maybe, but I'm sure they would say the same thing. So look, we'll take the draw, and we've took it into the last game. That's all we can ask.
It's been 40 years since we first saw Eddie Murphy on screen as Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop. It was one of the first action comedy movies, and it went on to spawn 3 sequels, with the 4th instalment, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, due to drop on Netflix on July 3rd. Eddie popped up on Seth Meyers' show to chat about being an action star at 63 and acting opposite his daughter in the new movie. Apart from his acting, he's also been a stand-up comedian, and he was reminiscing about a comedy gig in a jazz club that still stays with him.
I was maybe about 17 years old, and I came up and I did my act, and I was horrible. Nobody laughed, and then the guy comes and says, okay, we're going to get the band back on, and then I had to go sit in the room with everybody I bombed with. Afterwards, I went to the bar. The dude, Jerry, was sitting at the bar, and I said, yes, I was supposed to get $50 for tonight. And he looked at me and said, you better get the out of my face.
There's a new comedy drama on the way that stars Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg as cousins. It's called A Real Pain, and apologies to my cousins, but sometimes it's your own family that's the most annoying of all. The movie is written and directed by Eisenberg, and it follows the cousins on a road trip through Poland, intended to honour the memory of their grandmother. It had a great reaction when it screened at the Sundance Festival, with one critic describing it as a career high for Kieran Culkin. It hits cinemas in October.
The conductor's going to come through, taking tickets. We tell him we're going to the bathroom. He gets to the back of the train, he's going to start heading towards the front looking for stragglers. By the time he gets to the front, the train's going to be in the station and we're home free.
This is so stupid. Tickets are probably like $12.
That's the principle of the thing. We shouldn't have to pay for train tickets in Poland. This is our country.
No, it's not. It was our country. They kicked us out because they thought we were cheap.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Whether you're a morning person or a bedtime procrastinator, everyone deserves a mattress that works for their style. And you'll find the best mattress for you at Ashley. The new Temper-Adapt collection at Ashley brings you one-of-a-kind body-conforming technology, making every sleep tailored to be your best. The collection also features cool-to-the-touch covers and motion absorption to help minimize sleep disruptions from partners, pets, or kids. Shop the all-new Temper-Adapt collection at Ashley, in-store or online at ashley.com. Ashley, for the love of home.